What's up everyone and welcome to another Warframe video. Of all of the features of Fortuna, there was one that really stood out a mile for me and was something that I was really looking forward to as soon as they announced it, and that is the kitguns. The kitguns represent everything I love about Warframe: the modability, the changeability, the fact that you can just tailor things to your personal preference. The kitguns suit that right down to the ground. However, it also suits my need to try and push things as far as it can. So naturally, I went ahead and tried to build probably what I think is the strongest single target weapon out there right now. And that pretty much is the Tombfinger. So the build where I went with is the Tombfinger, the Haymaker, and the Splat. As you can see, really high crit chance, pretty decent status. And then radiation, impact, and puncture, which is a really high number. Single fire weapon with an explosive AoE on the explosion. Absolutely brilliant weapon. So let's pretty much go into the simulacrum. Let's show what this can do against some really tough enemies. So before we actually go and slaughter a whole bunch of enemies, let's check out the build really quickly. So, three former, but there's 4 polarities. One obviously you get from the gilding process. Hornet Strike, Barrel Diffusion, Lethal Torrent, the 3 mods you will never leave home without. Prime Pistol Gambit and Prime Target Cracker, because it is a crit weapon. Hydraulic Crosshairs, which is going to give us more crit chance when we hit a headshot. And then Pistol Pestilence and Jolt, which is going to give us corrosive damage. Now this thing legitimately shreds. It really does. Especially if you're accurate and good with your shots. The recoil on this is enough, so you don't actually have to really worry. It's good enough, so you don't really have to worry about keeping the weapon on target at closer range. As you can see, I'm not having many problems at all here trying to keep the weapon on target. And keeping it procced as well. And if I've got this procced, you can see it just absolutely shreds. But the reason I went with Hydraulic Crosshairs over something like Auger Pact. Now, Auger Pact is fairly comparable in terms of the actual time to kill. But hopefully we can actually see it here. Let me try and proc it before I kill one of these guys. So you can see, there you go, the orange crit on the Pact Seeker. The thing is, while Pact Seeker is kind of laughable against these guys, it does mean that against the lower level guys, it absolutely can just kill them in one go, even at high level, because the Pact Seeker is also affected by orange crits. It can orange crit. Here we go. There you go. So I always try and do that, and then obviously killing the heavy units like this means that more often than not, these Seeker bolts will go and take out some of the sort of squishier targets like nullifiers and bits and pieces like that. But, I mean, if you don't really like this, or you're not confident with hitting the headshots, and you want to go with, body shots and whatever, switch that out with Auger Pact. It's a pretty good option as well. Still going to absolutely shred. And as we can see here, this is going to be more reliable, because you don't have to worry about hitting the head. And it's still really quick time to kill. Still a very quick time to kill. It's just not quite as quick as the Hydraulic Crosshairs, to be honest with you. As you can see, it's just not quite as quick. It's still good, but it's just not as good. But again, not the only option here. You could also go with Sharpened Bullets, which is all the way down here somewhere. Sharpened Bullets, and that's actually the reason why I spawned some of the butchers here. A lot of times when people test these things, they test with only heavy gunners or only these guys. But what you need to also do is you need to make sure you spawn some of the squishy stuff as well. Because realistically, when you're in a mission, you're gonna have some of the squishy stuff too. Around. You're never gonna have just these big heavy units. So make sure if you're going to be, if you're testing this sort of stuff, to have the squishy units as well, so you can test out the, sharpened bullets and stuff. But as you can see, provided you can actually keep the buff up, actually kills really, really really quickly and really effectively. And once again, you know, Sharpened Bullets affects the Pack Seeker, because the crit damage from that becomes higher. So that's also a really good option. I still don't think it's as strong as the Hydraulic Crosshairs, to be honest with you. The constant orange crits from Hydraulic Crosshairs is absolutely brilliant. Oh, hey, there you are. I wonder where he went. He's going to fall off the map any second now. No, we got him before he did. So yeah, these are all really, really effective. But the thing about Kitguns is they are so far ahead of, like, anything else, to be perfectly honest with you. So this is obviously a really, like, high damage single shot weapon. So let's go with comparing it to, like, the Lex Prime, for example. I don't remember how I got this one built. We've got gas on here right now for some reason. Entirely sure why. But let's switch that out, and we're going to go with Corrosive. We've got Hydraulic Crosshairs as well, so it's basically the same build. Roughly about the same in terms of, you know, damage and crit and status and all that fun stuff. But this just doesn't compare. Like, it's not even close. So yeah, you can do with them really, really quickly. But then once you start coming to these guys, yes, it's good, but that is not even close. That isn't even close to the damage output of my Kitgun. And this kind of shows one of the things about the Kitguns is they are like the Zors, although way more noticeable than Zors. They are way, way, way out in front in, like, terms of their, like, individual class, to be perfectly honest with you. Like, the Rattle Guts is so far ahead of basically, like, any other, like, bullet hose type secondary once you build it properly. Like, they are so far ahead. Like, I don't even want to keep going with this one. I mean, I actually have a Rivened Aklex Prime. Let's quickly... So this is the Aklex Prime up here. Make sure it's the right color. And it's not the best Riven in the world, but again, it sort of is going to highlight the fact that this is an Aklex, and it just doesn't have the killing power. Like, these guys already got a few corrosive procs on there, so, and are already damaged, but this is a full health one. Like, keeping the weapon on target isn't as easy. It's just, and then obviously you got the reload as well. Yeah, it's just not even close of a battle between the two. But with all that said and done, like, it's all well and good testing it in the simulacrum and showing how good it is in there. That doesn't necessarily translate into how good it is in the missions. So let's bring it into this and let's give it a go. Let's just sort of show it off. And it's just, you're never going to have any problems. This is obviously straight in at the top level of it. Well, obviously this is ESO. Like, solo ESO, and we're going to sort of just show it. No problems whatsoever. The mini explosion that you've got on the round is very, very nice. Even against the Infested, it's kind of easy to proc the Pack Seeker as well, which is really, really, really strong. As you can see, and didn't get to see it there actually kill anything. We are going to probably there. But it's so, so strong. It kills so effectively, so efficiently. Like, I don't see any reason, like, this is by far, like, my, I'm going to say by far my favorite secondary, because it's not. Because I have the Catch Moon, which I'm going to do a video on soon as well. But it's so, so good. Like, while the Catch Moon is my favorite, like, I would say that this is the strongest. I really would straight up say that this is the strongest one you can actually build out there right now. In terms of, like, straight up damage, I can't actually think of one that is actually better than this. It kills super effectively, super efficiently, looks good, feels good to use as well, because the recoil isn't too high. A lot of the time when you have, like, single shot weapons, they will try and balance them out by making the recoil, like, ridiculously high, so it's hard to keep it on target. But you don't have that with this. You just don't. You just can kill and kill and kill and just not have to worry about anything else, to be honest. It's so good. I really would recommend building this, giving it a go. If you want an end game weapon, like, this is straight up end game. Like, it really is. Although, I mean, I guess that's a discussion for another day, what class is end game. Because what I'm doing now, I mean, I guess is technically end game, but it's kind of not at the same time. But even, like, I mean, Infested isn't the best to show this against anyway. Hopefully we'll get a better... I haven't actually done the rotation this week, so hopefully we'll get a better one in the next room, and we'll actually get to see it against maybe some Grineer or something like that. But even still, like, this is not going to trouble it. I mean, you saw how quickly it can take down those bombards. This just doesn't trouble it whatsoever. Here we go. Here we go. Against the Grineer, look. These are level 70s. Not particularly difficult at all. Keep the, we're going to keep the headshot multiplier going. Like, the other thing you'll notice is I didn't really have any problems keeping the headshots going either. Even against the Infested, I didn't have any problems. Pack Seeker doing work as well. Like, if that procs, it does pretty nice little damage. There you go, there's a Nox, which is notoriously difficult to take down. Job done. Although I have to admit, my cat did help out quite a bit there, because it decided it was going to... it was going to take the armor away for me, which is very nice of it. If you're wondering, every now and again I'll be meleeing. It's just to get my the health back on my cat and dog. So this is another build I have. So slightly off topic, I guess. This is another build I've got coming soon. Is this build for Korra? It's a lot of fun. It's not a very serious build, but it turned out to be very effective. So this is actually something that's going to be coming very soon. But yeah, you just look at the state of this thing. It really is just shredding through. No problems whatsoever. Let's just quickly save my dog. So good. I really have been... I've enjoyed this thing a lot. It's a very solid weapon. I don't think you're going to regret it if you spend the sanding for this. It's absolutely worth it. It really is. In terms of the damage it puts out, there is nothing that even comes close to this. Not in a single shot. And this is how it performs in a sort of an average mission, I guess. Like I said earlier, it's all well and good showing in the simulacrum against like high level enemies and whatever, but it doesn't necessarily translate into how it works in mission. Not all the time. A lot of the time it's sort of like, because it's a very sterile environment and whatever. So it's worth taking it into missions like this just to sort of show off what it can do. And it just has no problems whatsoever. I'm not, like, as bad as it kind of sounds, I'm not a big fan of the Lex Prime. I know that's almost like, I don't know, that's heresy pretty much. But I'm not a big fan of it. I never have been, because I find it kind of, because it's so slow, I find it kind of boring to use. And I'm normally a big fan of single-shot weapons. I'm a big fan of the Vectis. I like single-shot weapons in like other games, like Deagles and whatever. Like, I've always been a big fan of that in like other games, but I've just never really got into it in Warframe. And that's the best thing about this. It's really sort of tickled that fancy. If you really want a proper hand cannon, like if the Lex doesn't do it for you, this thing will, 100%. It is so good. So, yeah, I hope you've enjoyed my look at this weapon. I hope you enjoyed the new sort of more chatty format of the video, I guess. I'm not entirely sort of sure, like, changing my format, changing my style is not something that I've done for a while, and I definitely want to try it out, so please give me some feedback in the comments below. I'm really looking forward to hearing sort of what you say about this, and seeing if you like this new format of video. Like, give me some pointers. Like, I'm here to make content for you guys, like for you guys to enjoy. I fully admit that a lot of these videos are a lot later out than they really should have been. Like the Batacore and the Okicore and whatever, like they should have been out way earlier, and that's, yep, totally a valid thing. But hopefully you're actually enjoying this, and it's definitely feels good to, I guess, do it this way actually, rather than the sort of very heavily structured way that I did and have been doing for the last couple of years. So I'm definitely hoping you're enjoying this. I thank you all so much for like the continued support on my channel. It's been absolutely fantastic, both on YouTube and on Twitch as well. Like the support of you guys in my community has been like incredible, and I thank you all so much for that. And I'm gonna have hopefully some fun builds as well. Like, I know I'm more known for, I say more known for, that sounds really bad, but in terms of like more end gamey builds, I'm actually gonna have some like more fun related builds coming soon. Like this one for Korra. Korra's build's gonna be coming very soon, and I hope you're gonna enjoy that one, because it's not quite what you would expect. As you can see, I've got the mecha set going on as well. You can see the mecha empowered popping up every now and again. Unfortunately, my doggo is the weak link in the chain for that one for the most part. So, but yeah, that's pretty much going to bring an end to the video. I thank you all so much for watching. Like I say, leave your feedback in the comments below as to how you feel about this new style of video, and yeah, just keep me in the loop with that. But yeah, I thank you all for watching, and I shall catch you in the next one.